on in. Have a seat.
Have a seat.
Yeah. Comic Spot was created so this crazy little old lady who's an Army veteran can vet out veterans of comedy. And do we have one for you here today? We've got this crazy motherfucker. That's what he told me to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't steal it from him. He told me to say. Crazy motherfucker from Indianapolis. Welcome to Comic Spot today, Nate Robinson. Woo!
Yo, yeah. Hey, what up, everybody? How y'all doing? What's cracking with y'all, man? Over here chilling with Miss Linda. You know what I mean? She hit me up. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm over here blessing y'all today. I'm not Sinbad or any of those other famous motherfuckers you already had. I'm as low as a totem pole as possible.
Oh, no, you're not. I watched your comedy. You're amazing.
Oh, thank you. I know you're just saying that.
I liked it a lot.
Appreciate
You're good.
it.
You got good laughs coming out of people.
Mm-hmm.
So what's it like to be in Indianapolis in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of our country, Nate?
First of all, it sucks because Indianapolis already sucks to begin with. And, you know, I love my hometown. Like, I got nothing but respect for Indianapolis, Indiana. Everything's cool. It's so laid back. We're definitely behind times. But being here during the pandemic has taught me to keep my ass in the house. Ain't shit to do. And you shouldn't be out doing anything. When they say keep your ass in the house, keep your motherfucking ass in the house, for real. And I've learned to just sit my ass down and focus on just writing and focusing in on more, you know, writing, working on my material, and not having to just get up and go. I'm so antsy and I'm so quick to just, you know, somebody call me up, hey, bro, I need you here. And I'm so quick to go that, you know, the pandemic has slowed me down, but it slowed me down in a good way. It's gotten me more prioritized.
Nice. So what kind of things are you working on? Like you're a stand-up comedian. You got a business degree from David Letterman University. I mean, Ball State University.
They might as well call it that.
He's got a whole chicken wing in there. A whole
right.
wing just for him. That guy. Anyway, so the whole thing is that you can't just be doing one thing.
Right.
All of us artists do many things. So what are some other things you're doing besides just going up on stage? Like that's just.
Right. Well, when I first started, I used to always do a lot of comedy with the social media, you know, the side-by-side videos, the sketches, everything like that. So I really just got more in my bag and just start writing more sketches versus just getting some friends together and just acting them out, like just freestyling them. I learned that, you know, freestyling comedy is not the answer. Even though it might be funny to you and your friends, not going to be funny to everybody else. So, like I said, just COVID-19, even though it's fucked up a lot of our paychecks and a lot of our income, it's really taught me to really just take it more seriously and to, like, you know, just jot down what you want to do and just to write down, you know, how you want to come across. For me personally, I was living in LA before the pandemic really struck. So I moved to California 2 years ago. Yeah. I was living in LA, in between LA and San Diego. I was always traveling and shit like that. And when it really hit hard, I had to make a decision. Do I want to keep paying this $1,700 for this little 300 square feet, or do I want to just go ahead and restart the whole, you know, restart it? So I just went on ahead, packed my bags up, hopped in my little Toyota Camry, and drove 33 hours back home, nonstop, man.
Wow. You know, I was in the Army in the 70s, and my favorite place I was ever stationed was Indianapolis, Indiana.
Really? Why was that? You have to tell me why. Have to tell me why.
So I know you can't tell it about me right now because I'm so knocked down gorgeous.
But you're still gorgeous. I'll be seeing your videos. I'll be popping in and out and stuff. I'm like, oh, look at her little strap. I see you got a little booty doing all that. I see you, Linda. Come on. I know in your day, you probably had all the motherfuckers coming around and shit. I already know.
I used to be the biggest girl in the room, and I had missing teeth because my parents didn't believe that dentists existed.
Oh.
and we didn't have money. And so now I got brand new teeth, blonde hair, and I really worked on my butt.
I got you. So you was
yeah.
a gummy bear back then.
Yeah. And so what was your question? What? Oh yeah, why did I like it? I'll tell you, because I went into the military and they sent me to basic training in Alabama. And they told me to lose weight. You're in on probation. You got to drop 20 pounds. And then they gave me nothing but starch. And I gained weight.
Right.
And then they sent me to Fort Ben Harrison to learn how to be a clerk typist. And Fort Ben Harrison had every branch of the military there.
Right.
And so that was so great. That's when I realized I joined the wrong damn branch of the service.
Right. See, that's what and you know, that's crazy because my grandmother did the same thing. She actually retired from Fort Benjamin Harrison. She definitely was a typist as well during her time. So, and like, it's crazy because I live in Lawrence. I live right by Fort Benjamin Harrison. So I see it all the time. It looks way different now because schools and everything by it, housing additions and everything. But you would never know it was ever a military base. You would never know that.
Wow. Well, you might not know him, but there's a man in Indianapolis who was my captain, and his name was Captain Ronald Reese. He had a bike store in Indy. I don't know if he's still alive. And I was in the Army before Gloria Allred, before the Me Too movement, you know.
Right.
And I was one woman among 2,000 men, right?
Oh, wow.
And I got jokes and jokes and jokes on top of jokes about it. But Ronald Reese he was a captain. And whenever I'd walk in his office, he'd say, they call me the 60-minute man. And I got so sick of hearing it one day, I just popped off and said, what, to get it up? And then I never heard that again. He never bragged.
You put him in his place. He was like, oh, shit. You know I was lying, right? Let me see the motherfucker then. You would have told me that in the 70s. I'd have been like, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Are you right?
Yeah, I'm good. That's my phone. If you'd have told me that in the 70s, I'd have just put it out there like, hold on. It's what we got right here. Hey, take it or leave it. Tight.
Yeah, I say that I was one woman among 2,000 men, Nate, and I was really bad at math. So it's a good thing I joined for 3 years because it took 3 years to figure out how many times are they going to try to put 2,000 into one?
2,000 times. That's what. You probably was getting hit on by like every race, every dude. You probably like know all the lies. You know a lot. I already know. You could probably sniff somebody's game from a mile away. Oh, he ain't shit. Now he got good credit over there. You might want to fuck with him.
Oh my gosh. So tell me about when you were probably funny. Let me guess. I think I'm a psychic medium. I think that you were probably funny at birth.
Hell no. All right, so let me tell you my comedy journey, because it wasn't like that. So like when I was growing up, like, you know, and like as a kid, like elementary, I used to always be like the class clown, but I wasn't clowning, like I wasn't saying jokes or anything. I was just acting a fool. Like I would be the one getting kicked out. I didn't give a shit back in the day. And then my father got on the school board for our township because I went to Warren Central in Indianapolis. And so once he got on the school board, like every time I act bad or every time I got in trouble, they'd be like, you know, I'm gonna tell your dad, you know, your dad's gonna hear about this shit. So I had to like slow that shit down. You know what I mean? But it didn't like when I started doing, so I started comedy at Ball State in 2011. That's when I first got on stage and I did my stand-up. And the first time I got on stage, it was funny because I wrote everything down. I walked up there with a card in my hand. I read the jokes, but I could articulate it well. And that's what it worked out for me. So, you know, once you get your first laugh and everybody's rocking with you, you think you're on top of the world. Like, can't nobody tell you shit. everything you see on TV, I'm gonna stick to this method, and it worked for me a little bit. And then the first time I actually performed at a comedy club, it was at Crackers Comedy Club, and I fucking bombed horribly. It was pathetic. I learned quick, like, nigga, I ain't shit. Like, I'm not shit. So, and I was never like, I didn't really start being consistent in comedy until 2015. So I only got on stage probably like 3 times in 2011, maybe like 5 times in 2012. Like I didn't consider myself no comic. I just did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't really start getting booked and getting notarized until like 2014, 2015 is when it started working out for me. But I didn't really start getting funny until 2016. Like 2016 is when it clicked for me. Like I owe it all to my cousin. My cousin, now you might know him. He lives in California right now. He's a main. He's on top. His name is Nate Jackson. And he pretty much taught me the ropes, like how to be funny, how to articulate a joke, how to write it down, your timing, where a punchline goes, the setup, everything. Like I didn't know none of it. I just got on stage. I see something that happened in the hood. I'm about to talk about this shit. Something happened to me personally. I'm gonna talk about this shit. He taught me how to write that shit out, write it down, perform it right, and he always said it's a time to be hood funny, but it's a time to be TV funny. That's where you're gonna make the money. You know what I mean? And the thing he always taught me was work on being clean. Like be clean, because the dirty, you can always be dirty.
Yes.
But being clean is who pays you. Being clean is how you get these corporate gigs. That's how you get looked at amongst comedy clubs, because comedy clubs love clean comedy before they start booking, before you start going. Churches, everything like that. He just told me, like, man, just start writing clean. The dirty shit will come. So I took his advice, and shit, when it came to doing like white shows or mixed crowds, man, I could rock them without saying the N-word or anything like that. Wow. Now, when I got amongst my people, when it's all of us, I'm saying bitch, nigga, pussy. I'm saying everything to rock. I don't give a damn. My mama's in there. Man, I remember back in the day, I didn't give a fuck. Like I knew when I got around my people, man, it didn't matter. I'll cuss like a sailor. It's just because when you do, when it comes to urban comedy, the chicken circuit, the energy level is turned up because everybody's coming to bring it. When you do like a regular room or a mixed crowd like that, it's more mono. So I made sure I always had the better stage presence than anybody. You know what I mean? I wasn't afraid to get into it with anybody. I rarely got heckled after 2015. Like at the beginning, I was getting heckled all the time. I would get on shows I had no business getting on. So then the comics that were on, they would see me and be like, "Yeah, I'm never booking this motherfucker again." Just because I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I can name some shit, and it's crazy because I seen that you had fuck, I can't even think of my man's name. I'm not, and I can't believe I can't think of his name. Fuck. Oh Lord, I had a brain fart. There go that marijuana. You gotta leave that shit alone.
We called it Mary Jane in the 60s.
Yeah, Mary Jane. Sinbad. Okay, I see that you had Sinbad. So I actually got on the show with Sinbad. This when he came back before he took a hiatus and came right back. Sinbad gave me the best advice ever. Fuck them motherfuckers. Fuck them. When you get on stage and somebody ain't laughing, fuck them. Stay with your routine, stay going, because at the end of the day, they're gonna have more respect for you. They're gonna have more respect for you just getting out there versus anything else. Man, he told me that shit, and I wasn't afraid of getting on stage no more. Like the butterflies would go away. It became way easier.
Oh, that's amazing. That's such great advice.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Definitely.
He's a great guy. He's mentored a lot of people.
I know him, Mark Curry. Like when I was living in LA and I would go to the Comedy Store, he always be in the Comedy Store, just sitting back, just looking at all the young comics and shit. Just he would pull some of us to the side, man. Hey, man, you might want to do this a little different. And shit, if you didn't know who Mark Curry was, even if he didn't even, I would just be happy if he just walked up to me and said that shit sucked. I would be happy about that shit. Hey, nigga, that shit was horrible. I'd be like, oh my God, Mr. Cooper just said I suck. Nigga, I'm on the world. I'm on top of the world.
I have to beg people to give me advice. I think they're afraid of little old ladies going gangster on them.
Yeah, not necessarily. It's just I don't know. I have a real upbeat personality, and I'm not scared to say anything to anyone. Celebrities, everybody's the same to me. We all created under the same. We got the same skin, same two eyes, same arms. You know, some of us missing and shit, but got birth defects here and there. But you know, we're all made equally. So
yes.
even though you've been on TV and doing all this shit, I'm not gonna be afraid to like just go up there and say hello or even buy any merchandise. Like that's how I really got to like getting cool with like the legends, like going to comedy clubs, sitting there watching, and then when they selling merchandise, buy their merchandise and just talking to them and get to the point where, you know, and I always be the last person to buy this shit because I know they'd be ready to go. So I would buy merchandise and I was like, hey, I'm a comic, and they sit me to the side and just really start talking to me. Hey, man, I'll buy you a drink, even though I know the comedy club got all your shit, let me buy your drink.
Oh, that's so cool. That's great advice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where are some places that you played and crowds that you did and people you did comedy with that you still can't believe happened?
The one that really resonates to this day because it popped up on my Facebook memory. So this is like I was still living in LA at the time. I got booked at one of our comedy clubs here in Indy, and I was on for the weekend. Earthquake came. So Earthquake's my favorite comedian. You know what I mean? I look up to him. All his material is funny. When I first started doing comedy, man, like that was the motherfucker I wanted to be because he used to have people in there screaming, like crying. And like my cousin Nate used to always say, don't go for the ha-has, nigga. Go for the whoo. Like if you got a motherfucker breathing hard, you know you hit that funny bone real good. So he came in town. He performed on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. He performed the whole week. I went to the Thursday show, sat there and watched him. And then I realized it was just a two-man show. It was his host, and then it was just him. So I'm like, damn. And then I knew the host because I met him back in Atlanta. His name was Spencer. If you follow Spencer, very hilarious comedian out of Atlanta, man. Follow him. I can't think of his last name either. It's the marijuana. I'm sorry. But anyways, I seen them go on. They performed. They got off stage. I walked up to Spencer. I was like, bro, you got any merchandise? He's like, nah, I don't got none, but you can definitely get something for the OG. Then he was like, nigga, I remember you. Your name Nate, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, why the fuck you ain't up here like opening up for us or hosting? I'm like, man, the comedy club don't really, and it's the same comedy club where I'm performing at tonight, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, man, the comedy club, I don't know. I mean, they don't really rock with me like that. I don't know. You know what I mean? Plus, I don't really live here no more. I'm just here, you know, I got a weekend here at this other spot and I just want to come in here and see you guys. He was like, man, I'm going to get you on this show, bro. I promise you. He was like, man, give me a minute.
Aww.
He walked back to the back, introduced me. And then I found out that Earthquake's name is Nate. His name is Nate too. So he's like, oh, okay, your name Nate. He was like, let me see 5 minutes. I just did something. I recorded it. So I showed him. And he was like, I like that shit. And this is your hometown? I'm like, yeah. He was like, man, we got kind of slow ticket sales, man. So I'm gonna put you on this show. Let me see if I can you can help us increase our ticket sales. I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, I'm a local fucking comedian. I don't know how I'm gonna increase your ticket sales, but I'm glad you think of me that highly. So
yeah,
he let me get on stage the Friday show as like a tester to see if I was gonna perform the whole weekend. I fucking crushed that shit. And right after that show, he was like, bro, you want to tag along for the rest of the weekend? I'm like, bet. He's like, I can't pay. I'm like, look, I'm not even looking to get paid, bro. This is my fucking dream right now, dog. You don't understand how many videos and tapes and shit that I've seen you perform at, man. I know exactly where you're from, everything about you, dog. So he let me do the whole week. He let me do the whole weekend with him. And then after the whole weekend was up, and he ended up selling out his shows too, which was dope. So after the whole weekend was up, he was like, shit, you live in LA, right? I'm like, yeah, I live in LA. He's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna be in San Francisco, and then I'm gonna be in Ontario. You can definitely get on those shows. I can throw you something, you know what I mean? Ain't gonna be much. I'm like I said before, dog, it's a dream and an honor to be performing with you. And then for me at that time, even now, like it's not, I ain't gonna say it's not about the money, because you know, anything you do, you want to make something. But for me, still, I'm not at that level to where I should be. You know, I'm not a household name. I'm still featuring around the country. I'm not headlining really anywhere. I love to. I mean, I headline in my city, But as far as headlining anywhere else, nah, it's still up in the air, special guest feature type shit. But for him to let me perform with him and just to keep hitting me up, and like anytime he's in the Midwest, he hits me up. When I was in LA and he was in LA, he gave me VI, like he knows who I am. So that's cool enough. You know what I mean? And it happened late, but it was tight. It was tight enough to be like, you know what, this shit is awesome. Fuck.
That's so awesome. So awesome. Can I take a second to tell you my favorite moment in comedy?
Sure.
Okay, and then we'll get back to you. So I started comedy because Wendy Liebman let me email her. And I never met her. She has the same kind of style, only she's a lot better at it. And I wrote her and told her that the things that are in my head, I'd like to send them to her for her to do them. I didn't want to do comedy. I just want to have her, you know. And she's, no, these are so good. You've got to get up and do them.
Right.
And then fast forward 5.5 years, a couple months ago, I got to interview her. And my heart was pounding. I was palpitating. Oh my God. And I had to tell her, but in the green room, you know, this is my moment, you know, like when you performed for the Troops and Bob Hope, this is my Bob Hope moment right here. You know? I was crying. And then at the end of interviewing her, she invited me on her show.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
So that's my little life. But so then you've been doing comedy and you got to open with Earthquake, and I got to go look at his material because I've never heard the name. I'm going to get used to, I wrote all your names down. I'm going to study them.
You got to look at Earthquake. He's one of the original Def Jam comics. He's been on he's been everywhere. He works consistently. He's one of the hardest working original OG comedians. Like, I'm surprised you never heard of him.
Never heard of him. How stupid am I? Let me ask
you good.
Let me ask you a question. In your mind, you probably have an answer, and I got to drag it out of you.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, 5.5 years, going on 6 in the biz, and I get, oh, isn't that cute? Aha. Oh, laughs. I don't get, you know, I might get laughs, but they're very small. They're not the laughs I want. So what did Earthquake and you and all your time in comedy manage to do? What things did you do to get people to really laugh? Because you really get people laughing.
For me, when I first started doing comedy, I used to always talk about like what happened. I was always current. And I realized that it's too many other people being current. So I started talking about my life. Like my cousin used to tell me, like, dude, the funniest shit to talk about is the shit that nobody knows about. And that's your life. You're the only one that lived it. Like, and once I was able to like absorb what I did in my life and was able to write it down, and when I was able to practice it and perform it, because it's more than just being able to say and be slick with words. Like, I got the look too. Like when I say some shit like, my credit score is trifling. And I got that look like I'm 100% serious when I'm saying like, this ain't no fucking joke. This is real life. My credit score at one time matched my weight. Like I'm 215. So, you know, they ain't trust my ass with shit. Like they ain't trust me with nothing. Like talking like that and being able to, you know, change my voice up, you know, high pitch. Cause my dad he has a real deep voice, but when him and my mom get into an argument, his voice get high and it's hilarious. My dad would be like, Angie, man, I need to talk to you. My mom be like, shut up, Luther. He'd be like, Angie, man, I just told you, Angie. And his voice gets super fucking high. So I started like using that little piece and adding that into my comedy and just adding the stage presence. But then I had a comic to tell me, don't get the cooning on stage, because a lot of comedians that are tap dance on stage and all that goofy ass shit, you look up, they done like 10 minutes of just fucking nothing. So, you know what I mean? Just knowing when it's good to do it and when it's not to do it. Like, if it's like my personal show, like I'm throwing a comedy show is my thing, I'm doing all type of shit because this is my shit. I'm paying for this fucking building.
Yes.
Like, This is my shit. But if it's like a comedy club or anything like that, no, I'm sticking to the P's and Q's. I'm not disrespecting the time. You give me that light, I'm getting the fuck off the stage. Quit finishing my joke. I don't give a fuck if it's the header. I respect the stage and I respect my position on the comedy show. If you got me as a feature, like I used to, like now I'm going at the headliner's head. Like if I'm the feature and we're doing a whole weekend and your shit ain't shit, oh, I'm fucking you up. I don't give a fuck how many credits you got. You're not funny to me. I'm fucking you up. I fucked up a couple of them. I fucked up a couple people. It just, like I said, it didn't really click with me until, like I said, 2015 is when shit just started making sense. And I start getting consistent on stage, going to open mics, working on my material, all that.
I love that. Thank you for the advice.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you want to accomplish before you pass away?
Shit, I want, I don't know. That's an awesome question. I mean, ultimately, I want to be able to, financially, I want to be able to, because I don't have any kids right now. So eventually when I do have kids, I want to be able to make sure that they have an easy life going on. I want to be able to get to a point where, I've saved up so much money, or I attribute it to so much positivity that my kids or grandkids or nieces and nephews will be able to not worry. You know what I mean? Because, everybody works towards something. You know what I mean? So
yes.
Ultimately, that's what I want to. I want to get to the point where I'm doing TV shows, working nonstop. I want to get to the point where it becomes a hassle. Like, I want that. I want it so bad because I've been able to experience it. I've been able to perform with these other comics sitting in the green room, hear them bitching about, I got to be here. And I'm like, fuck, this is my only show this month. You know what I mean? So
yes.
I want to be busy because I know what it takes. Cause I just know what it takes, man. I'm still young. I'm in good health. So I want to get to the point where, I'm a household name, just not a local celebrity. I want to be able to be worldwide. You know what I mean? I want to be able to, I want that. I want it so bad that I have to bring it. And I know with this COVID shit, it slowed me down, but it hadn't knocked my hustle. It hadn't knocked my hustle whatsoever. So if I can survive in this day and age where we don't even know the certainty of tomorrow, then I know I can survive down the long way. If we can, just know.
Absolutely. One last little question.
Sure.
I know you have a show you have to go get ready for because you're performing tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is a twofold question. You can
Sure.
pick A or B, or is it A or B? I don't know.
I'm picking A and B.
Okay. You can either do some comedy that you're going to do tonight because I'm a really good laugher, or you can tell us in a funny way how to make it through the rest of our very first pandemic in a funny way.
I got you. All right. Shit. Let me go. I'm gonna give you a new joke.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
So, the pandemic has taught me that I got bad fucking breath. The mask and everything has alluded to me that I got a dead tooth or a dead motherfucker in my mouth. I don't know, but I get tired of this fucking mask nonsense. I'm sick of this shit because I'm at the point where I know I carry the pistol but forget the mask. You know what I mean? Don't you hate when you go to the mall and ain't no fucking place to park in the mall. You got to park all the way in the back. You get to the door and you get to the fucking door and it says you cannot enter without a mask. Son bitch! I done lost so much weight in this pandemic walking my black ass back because I forgot my fucking mask. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of it. When I go to my fucking apartments, my landlord's a piece of shit. Not my landlord, but the security's a piece of shit too. I don't know. Don't you hate people with long tongues? And I can't tell he got a long tongue because he got his mask on. He's like, you got the mask. The mask is missing. Where your mask at? That's how I am with the mask, y'all. I'm like, nigga, you need an you need some fucking subtitles. I don't know what the fuck you're saying. It's more to that joke, but I'm just gonna cut it right there.
Oh hell! Oh, now I got a slice of what you're like. Oh my gosh, that is fabulous. Now I see what you mean about getting big laughs by what you're doing.
Yeah, just being able to take whatever you're going through and just trying to articulate it to what everybody else is going through. We all got the same thing going on. We all got to deal with the mask situation. What occasion did you have to wear your mask where you wasn't comfortable wearing your mask? Like, I went to the gym and they told me you can't work out without a mask on. Well, shit, I almost had 3 heart attacks, sir, and a seizure. I don't think this shit is fucking smart. And why the fuck are we listening to a motherfucking Trump got to say? I ain't seen this nigga wear a mask. Oh, my fault, not nigga. I ain't seen this tangerine wear a mask all motherfucking year. Got the nerve to tell me you can't go nowhere. Nigga, where the fuck is your mask now?
Oh my gosh. Thank you. That's so fabulous. Thank you, Nate. I hope you break legs tonight.
I'm breaking asses tonight. I plan on just killing somebody. If the ambulance ain't at the damn comedy show, then I ain't doing my job. I go, like I said, I go. My cousin Nate Jackson again. Salute to Nate Jackson. That's somebody you should look up.
Okay.
Comedian Nate Jackson. I'm sure Sinbad knows who he is. I know Sinbad knows who he is. He's verified on Instagram. He's verified like, and motherfucker is the truth. Like, and I had the honor. First of all, he's my cousin. So shout out to my dad for having some famous motherfuckers in his family. But but I mean, like I said, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got this far in comedy. And I forgot to add this too. There's some other people. What really made me like go start not giving a fuck about the audience was when I spent like 3 months in Chicago. Chicago comedians are some of the funniest motherfuckers in the world. Everybody, if you ever realize, a lot of people that are like mainstream, that are making a lot of money, making a lot of headways, they all come from Chicago. I don't know if it's the area. I don't know if them dodging bullets that make them funny or what. I just know that it's a lot of, when I got to Chicago, I bombed the whole first week. I said, damn, I don't think I'm ready for this shit. My homie Mike said, pulled me to the side and said, Nate, I'll slap the shit out your ass. You ever say some pussy ass shit like that again? I'm like, all right, knowing good full well he probably would slap the shit out of me in front of everybody. You know what I mean? Like, it takes people like that to push me. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't about getting cussed out. You mean, it's you like me personally, I know when somebody's being real, when somebody's not being real. When somebody just talking shit, I know when to, close my ear on that. But when somebody's really giving me advice and they're passionate about it, they're going to say some shit that might offend you. But nothing offends me right now because my pride is to the side when it comes to learning. You know what I mean? It's so many greats, so many veterans, so many people that's lived worse lives than what we're living through right now. I mean, like you said, you know what I mean? You came at a day and age, you know what I mean? Well, you had to fight for your position. You just said you was in 1 out of 2,000 men. I'm surprised you ain't got 8, 9 kids out of wedlock right now. But see, you're here with us right now. But that right there, I mean, I don't know. I look at life in a different eye. Like I said, it's so much stuff to talk about. It's so easy to be original in comedy. I don't know how like the Carlos Mencias of the world are around, but hey, they're here. So
yeah, that's right.
It is what it is. I love life. God bless me with all this. Only thing he cursed me with is man boobs. I got titties, but other than that,
are they bigger than mine? I'm a 32B.
Nah. Ooh, we might got to run for the money. Now I got big pepperoni sliced nipples though. Like you can take my nipple off and throw it at a dartboard and it'll probably stick to some shit.
My boobs are Jeffrey Epstein size.
My boobs are ridiculously big, too big for a man to have.
Somebody's gonna appreciate them. Somebody probably already does.
They do. We be having titty sucking contests. Oh no.
Thank you so much, Nate Robinson. NateSkateComedy on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, I believe. Yep. And then Nate Robinson on Facebook.
On Facebook, follow me. Linda, it's been awesome, man. You know what I mean?
You're so awesome.
You're so awesome. You still living in Vegas?
Yes.
Okay, I gotta come out there. I know Vegas got some stuff popping off, so when I get there, I will inbox you to let you know.
Yes. Hit my inbox.
I will hit that DM. It's going down in the DM. It's going down in your DM.
Thank you, Nate.
Thank you. Have a blessed one.
Bye. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Everybody's talking at the comic spot. The comic spot.